I hear you are serving under General Tullius as a legionnaire, my friend. It pleases me that you've chosen a good cause. It would please me even more if you could keep me informed on the front lines news from time to time. The Legion is out there fighting for my kingdom's reunification. In a sense, they're also fighting for my right as Skyrim's queen. The least I could do is to know what's happening out there, and say my prayers for you and your brothers-in-arms' safety. Thank you, Champion. Akatosh watch over you. Yes, Champion? What news from the front? Excellent. Whiterun is not only Skyrim's center of commerce, but also the heart of its food supply. By protecting it from the rebellion's ravage, we've prevented starvation for much of Skyrim. You have my gratitude. Good. You remembered what I asked. Let the servants have their fun. There will never be any evidence, because nothing of the sort is happening between us. And I appreciate it. It seems few in our court still remember they have a Jarl these days, much less a queen. Which is why I've summoned you in private. You've proven to be someone I could trust, perhaps even with my own life. But first, I beg an answer to this question. How would you judge my reign if you were a bard or a historian a century from now? I appreciate your honesty. It couldn't have been easy to speak so plainly to me on such matters. I may have inherited my husband's throne, but I may as well be a prisoner in my own palace. Falk respects me, but ultimately still sees me as the child who had just married Torygg. The rest of the court barely sees me as their Jarl. Do they now? Yet, it seems they take their orders from General Tullius and Vittoria Vici, only informing me after the fact. I know my limits well, friend. I am no schemer like Erikr, no warrior like Torygg. Gods, I'm not even from Skyrim. And given time, I will indeed become the weeping, powerless puppet the likes of Erikr and Vici intend me to be. But not while I still have the fight in me. I may not be the queen that Skyrim asked for, but I must become the queen that she needs. That's why I ask this of you. Let me travel at your side, so that I can see my subjects with my own eyes, learn the ways of our world, and then I will grow into the queen my kingdom deserves. I'll tell you the truth. I cannot. Not as valiantly as you anyway. That's why I must rely on you to defend your future queen when it comes to that. If you could teach me how to defend myself, that'd also be appreciated. There are many ways to call you: mentor, guardian, champion, to name a few. I prefer the term companion. Sibyl gifted me a magical amulet. It will conjure an illusion of myself, and everyone else will see me as a simple adventurer visiting the palace. Thank you. Now let me just wear the amulet. Here's something to reward your loyalty, and for the troubles ahead. I am ready to begin this journey whenever you are, champion. Lead the way. Oh, did you need something? Of course. I'm always eager to be better. What kind of skills? I better not cut myself with that. I think I'm getting the hang of this. So, Erikr is dealing with this Balmora Blue and expects you to frame a captain with it? All these months I've ruled Solitude, and never did I realize such foul hands were sullying my halls. What's the point? He'll just have another man be dispatched, or even find someone worse himself. Your guild would lose his trust for nothing. And frame an innocent man just to satisfy Eriker's envy and greed? Why? And one captain's dignity is all the price you have to pay, right? What else to gain a corrupt thane's trust? So be it. Let us complete this task for Eriker. I'll have the guards provide this captain soft beds and warm meals. Small mercy for what he must endure. And frame an innocent man just to satisfy Eriker's envy and greed? Why? An interesting point. I admit, I haven't thought we could create an alliance with him in such a way. Granted, his loyalty is to himself first, the Vici second, and Solitude third. But where I have use for him, I can work through your guild. So be it. Let us complete this task for Eriker. I'll have the guards provide this captain soft beds and warm meals. Small mercy for what he must endure. Sure. After all, I asked you to take me on this journey. Not fully a Nord either. I was originally from Bruma, over in Cyrodiil. My father was the steward of Bruma's count, you see. For years he managed his liege's finances and helped lift his city from debts to prosperity. When I was a child, I would sit with him to read the ledgers, learn the ropes of accounting and finance, and of course, the politics behind it all. They didn't call me the foreigner's queen for nothing, but whatever they say, Skyrim is my home now, and she will always be. We were close, but after so many years in Skyrim, I fear I'm starting to forget it all. Our beautiful castle, the green hills, and his face. No, he died many years ago. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like talking about it yet. Over the decades, my ancestors amassed enough wealth to buy a castle, securing our noble status. Not always, but a castle symbolizes the might and dignity of a house. Without one, it is as if your family is bare and stripped. More importantly, by having a piece of land in the realm, you have a tangible stake in its prosperity now. In Skyrim, you are often required to purchase a property before being named Thane. It is a similar concept. That, along with their share in the East Empire Company, their personal wealth, and anything else traceable on paper. The only thing my uncle hasn't stolen was my memory for my parents, and if he could, I reckon he would take that too. I may be my parents' daughter and heiress, but I am also Hofengar's Jarl and Skyrim's queen, if she would have me. Until my kingdom's peace is restored. Matters of my inheritance in Cyrodiil can wait. He would defy his own father and king to protect me, not only as my betrothed, but because he wanted to do the right thing. I'm sorry, but maybe I shouldn't say more. You are a good friend. But even between friends, there are things that are best remain untold. The maidens thought our marriage to be one of fairy tales, and indeed it was, to some degree. When he was still with me, I stayed as far away from the court as can be, so that I never had to meet the faces of Vici, Eriker, and Sibyl. Instead, I would go hear the birds sing, pick up a book, and wait in our garden, for Torygg to join me and share the day's events at court. If you ignored his crown, then we were just like any couple, you know? When I looked beyond the window, I only saw the merchants doing their business, the bards playing their lute, and the guards patrolling the streets. I am their queen now, and I must be their anchor instead. Can any young woman ever expect their husband's death? I never aspired to rule. That was my husband's job, to keep us both and Skyrim safe. From the Thalmor, the dissidents, and House Vici. But it's my burden now. I owe it to him, and my people, to restore this kingdom's peace. But sooner or later, our anchors beckon us both. Mine is Solitude's throne, for that's where I can help my people. Yours is in the wide open world, and I cannot simply pull you away like that. We have Falk, who treats me like his own daughter, and like many fathers, he thinks I'm the kind who never grows up. Then there's Sabile, who was a godmother of sorts to Torygg. But I have the sense that she's merely tolerating me as Torygg's widow, not her Jarl. There's also Bolgir, who would take any assassin's blade for his Jarl, but he's hardly someone you'd talk to about your life or court politics. As for Bryling, she thinks I haven't noticed, but I know she would have joined the Stormcloaks had her stubborn pride not held her back. And don't get me started on Erikr and his faction, the lot who have grown fat from Vici gold. It's good to vent about my court without fearing for anything. You're right. Torygg helped me find my place in Skyrim, and I will never forget him. But you helped me find myself. Not just the love-struck girl that I was, but also the queen that I could become. In these brief times we've spent together, it's as if I've witnessed stories of 10 lifetimes, and you were in all of them. I don't think I can ever imagine a story without you anymore. Your word is all I need. Years, decades. I will await you in the Blue Palace. Then we'll face Skyrim together, as her protectors. We could exchange our vows before Mara on this day. Private, simple, just for the two of us. No tedious rites and unwanted guests. Are you prepared? Yes, we are. Although the court is yet to be informed. Can they? Even for powerful thanes like Erikr, there are forces they dare not transgress. For instance, the goddess of love, her temple, and their own High Queen. When I've cemented my authority as the High Queen, with your help, naturally. Meanwhile, I'll also try to help you gain a political foothold in Solitude. Compelling the Thanes to acknowledge us is one thing, but we can still work to earn their genuine acceptance. It's the only way we can join as one. Had Solitude's court gotten in our way, they would bind me to a lordling and make him my leash. But now it's done, and no protest of theirs will break us apart. I am yours, and you are mine. Oh, and here I thought you liked my idea to have it private and simple. Well, even if you hadn't asked for it, I'm sure the Thanes would demand a grand royal wedding just to salvage Solitude's pride. What better occasions to get drunk and stuffed?